Hello you guys. First of all, I'm sorry for my absence. It's been like 2 weeks now since I filmed anything. Well, I just checked my account just a bit ago, and I saw that my subscribers are silently leaving the channel. So I figured that I owe you guys an apology and an explanation for my absence. Well, here's the deal. Last week my grandfather passed away. And well, it was kind of sudden. On Friday he went to the hospital for his heart, and they performed some sort of exam with a catheter in the heart, and they gave him blood thinners for the exam, and during the exam they some sort of clot came loose in his veins, and it traveled to his brain, and he got a very small bleed in the brain, but it was nothing too big, nothing too severe, but he got really confused, and for some reason he tried to escape the room in the hospital, and he tried to spit a pill from his mouth, but he didn't want to go to the toilet for it, so he ended up spitting it on the bed, and my grandmother turned her back to reach for a paper towel to clean it up, and for some reason my grandfather tripped, and he bashed his head against the wall or the floor, I don't even know, and the small bleed got really big. It got so big that he got paralyzed on his left side, so it was on the right side of his brain, and so his left side got paralyzed. I got a phone call on Saturday saying that my grandfather was in the hospital. I didn't even know it until Saturday, so we rushed to the hospital, and the nurse said that it was so severe that they gave us two options. Either we could choose to operate and put a drain in the head to evacuate the blood, because there was so much blood. I didn't see the scans, but the doctor herself said that the odds were very, very, very small that he would come out of it. But the surgery would mean life support and coma and all those things. And my grandfather really hated hospitals. He never wanted to be in 100 yards near a hospital. He didn't like doctors, he didn't like therapists. Well, there's a reason for that. I'll explain that later. But and the other option was to do nothing and hope the blood would just, the bleeding would stop, and that the blood would just dissolve in the brain. But on Tuesday, on the night, Monday to Tuesday, at a little after midnight, his body gave up and he died. The funeral is Tuesday, tomorrow. And we were with him during the last days. We could see his body just giving up. He couldn't talk, he couldn't move. He was just lying there, breathing heavily. And that was really hard for me to see. I didn't even get to say goodbye, but there was this one moment where I knew that he could feel my presence and that he knew that I was there for him. And that was when he was lying in the bed. He couldn't talk, he was just staring in front of him, breathing heavily. But I took his hand and I said, "I'm here, Grandpa." And the one side of his mouth that he could still move moved up a little, like a smile, half a smile. And on that moment I knew, I'm sorry. That was goodbye. And then he died. I was at home here in my bed when I got the phone call. I only have my grandmother's left and the family is so small. It got me thinking. Life can be over just like that. And you won't even be able to say goodbye to your loved ones, so it got me thinking I really need to realize my dreams and not postpone anything. So I was saying earlier that my grandfather didn't like hospitals, and the reason for that is because when he was about 14 years old, during the Second World War, there was a V2 bomb, like the missile rocket bomb, that was fired on the city of Antwerp here. The whole city was under attack, and there was this, when they lived back in the old house, their father had a basement, had a bomb shelter under the house, and he supported it with large beams to make sure that it would hold. And they were sleeping in the bomb shelter because the bombs were coming down like rain, with alarm everywhere. That must have been really traumatic on itself. But there was this one bomb that landed straight on top of their house. But they were luckily sleeping in the bomb shelter. But my grandfather once told that the ceiling would just move up on the moment of impact, and then the beams would fall from under it, and then it came back, but it didn't collapse. So thanks to the extra support of the beams and the bomb shelter, they all survived. But their neighbors, they were all dead. All of them. My grandfather told that he was pulled from under the house by the Canadians, and then he was taken to a hospital. And he was so traumatized that when he was sent to some sort of hospital for contagious diseases, because he had like a really common child's disease, I'll look it up later, but he was sent to another hospital, and he was so traumatized that he would put pillows all over him to make like a little fortress. And there was another V2 bomb that hit the hospital, and thanks to the pillows he didn't get any debris over him, because the wall kind of collapsed on top of him. So it was twice that he just survived. And I think it's just another piece of history that was lost. So I guess I understand why he didn't like the hospital. He never wanted to be near any of them. He hated when I was at the hospital. I've been in the hospital quite a few times, and he was even reluctant to come visit me. But he did it anyway because he loved me so much. So we were given two options. Either operate on him, evacuate the blood, with a chance of never recovering. Rehab for months, hospital for months. He would have just died of frustration. We didn't do anything because we know that he wouldn't have made it anyway. And 3 days later he died. And last week everything was normal. He was just walking around. He went into the city and he went out. My mother just went to a restaurant with them, like on Wednesday, and on Friday he was at the hospital. It's all going so fast. I totally did not see that coming. Anyway, that's the explanation as to why I haven't been filming much. I really should share these kind of things with you guys, but I'm not really used to explaining it in English anyway, so. And my family is kind of, they don't understand why I'm doing the whole vlog thing, so I need to wait until they're out, both of them, to do it. Well, that's my my vlog for today. I hope you don't mind all this crying and stuff. It's going to be hard on me for the next few weeks, but I'll find something to get my mind off it. Internet, for example. Please bear with me. I didn't leave the internet. I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to continue doing the vlogs. And I'm even writing some stories that maybe I could make some kind of short film, something like that. But we'll see. I have a lot of ideas. I am in a very creative kind of mood now that I'm not working and I have a lot of time. Please stick around. I'm not leaving YouTube yet, just yet. I am here. I am just a little sad. I'm trying to work things out here. I'm just grieving right now. I need some time to process it all. But I couldn't just not tell you guys. So that's my explanation. I hope you can understand why there was a little YouTube silence, not radio silence, but just a YouTube silence. I just needed a little time. But I'm sharing the story now, you know what happened. I am still sad, but I think time should, they say time heals all wounds, and I know that because my other grandpa died in 2005 on May 5th. Let's end the vlog with something really cute. That's good. Nice nipples. His nipples. See you guys. Thanks for sticking around. Bye.